Welcome to the Veterinary Medicine Loan Repayment Program webinar designed to give you an in-depth explanation of the VMLRP application process for loan documents. I'm Natalie Maxalka, one of the grants management specialists for the Capacity Awards Management Division here at NIFA. Our team will be reviewing the loan documents you submit, and we can be reached by email at vmlrp@usda.gov. Today, we'll cover the following items within this webinar: eligible and ineligible loans for the VMLRP program, documentation required within an application, some specific information about the loan documents required, and finally, how NIFA reviews the loan documents submitted. Please ensure you have watched our other informational webinars providing detailed information on the VMLRP program overview, application process, and selecting a shortage area. Loan repayments provided under the VMLRP consist of principal and interest on qualifying educational loans received by a recipient for attendance at an accredited college of veterinary medicine, resulting in a degree of Doctor of Veterinary Medicine or the equivalent. An accredited college of veterinary medicine for the VMLRP purposes is defined as a college of vet medicine accredited by AVMA Council on Education. The VMLRP will only repay debt incurred at an institution that is accredited at the time of attendance and graduation from that institution. So any portion of your educational loans that are for an institution that was non-accredited will be ineligible for an award. If you're unsure of your own situation, just give us an email at vmlrp@usda.gov with questions. Eligible expenses considered for an award include tuition expenses, other reasonable educational expenses, and reasonable living expenses as specifically designed in the 7 CFR. Finally, you must have a minimum qualifying educational loan of $15,000 and a lender capable of accepting an incoming direct deposit through ACH. The following loans are not eligible for repayment under the VMLRP. Any loans which were not obtained from a bank, credit union, savings and loan association, not-for-profit organization, an insurance company, school, or other financial or credit institution subject to examination and supervision as a lending institution by an agency of the United States or the state in which the lender has its principal place of business. So for example, a loan from an employer is ineligible as it is not a lending institution examined or supervised by an agency of the United States or the state of the principal place of business. Other ineligible loans are loans for which supporting documentation is not available, consolidated loans that have been consolidated with individuals other than yourself, such as your spouse or child, loans or portions of a loan obtained for educational or living expenses which exceed the standard of reasonableness, loans, financial debts, or service obligations incurred under another loan repayment or scholarship program, or a similar program which provides loan, scholarship, loan repayment, or other awards in exchange for a future service obligation. So for example, you receive the Army's Health Profession Scholarship the last 2 years of vet school. Any debt incurred during those 2 years of that scholarship are not eligible for the VMLRP. However, the first 2 years would have been eligible. Other types, non-educational loans, including home equity loans and any loan in default, delinquency, or not in a current payment status. New applicants are responsible for completing and submitting 6 NIFA application forms, in addition to providing copies of other information, such as a resume, unofficial transcript, promissory notes, and loan details. Applications must be received by the submission deadline stated in the current fiscal year request for applications. Applications received after this deadline will not be considered for funding. An individual may submit only 1 application per cycle. This webinar focuses on the loan documents, which will be submitted as PDF number 2, and they include 3 of the NIFA forms, your promissory notes for each loan, a recent account statement from your loan servicer, and the loan summary and individual loan details report from the Federal Student Aid website. Please be sure to retain a copy of your entire application for your personal records. So the Loan Information NIFA 0410 form requests information on qualified loans you want considered for the VMLRP. If you have more than one qualified loan, you need to complete this form for each group of loans with the same loan servicer. You must complete sections 1 to 3 before submitting this form with your application. Do not complete section number 4 on this form. This will be completed by a representative at your loan servicer if you are awarded a VMLRP agreement. For every educational loan included in your VMLRP application, you must include a promissory note or a disclosure statement. Then the account statement and your federal student aid loan details must include every loan. These documents should have your name, address, account number or numbers, balances, and the disbursement information. Do not download the information from the Federal Student Aid website, as that download is in a format that we can't decipher. You'll have to take screen prints or another way, like a snip, and save each section to a PDF to include with your loan information. I'm going to show you an example of what that looks like on the next slide. If you do not have the necessary loan documentation in your possession, you are strongly urged to start contacting your lenders right away. Some lenders take several weeks to process your request for promissory notes, especially for older loans. It is important that you ask your lenders to send documents directly to you so you can retain a copy for your records before you send a copy to us. This allows you to quickly resend the documents in case there is a problem with your submittal. Renewal applicants do not need to submit this form. However, it is helpful if you do. We do reserve the right to request updated information on any loans included in your application. So one of the main pieces of information we get a lot of your details from is the FSA loan summary and details report. To access the system, you need to visit the Federal Student Aid website and create a login account for access. We need to be able to view each of your loans, the disbursement date, and the principal balances in order to identify any ineligible loan types or undergraduate loans. You will need to submit the following reports to us: an aid summary report and an individual loan detail report that has every loan listed in your aid summary report. An aid summary report shows a list of all educational loans that have been dispersed or paid off. An aid summary report will have the detailed information on the number of loans, servicers, loan amounts, loan types, total balance, and a loan breakdown summary sheet of each loan. The loan breakdown has detailed information that includes each loan servicer with each loan information on loan type, date, status, repayment plan, interest rate, and total balance. You will need to expand each loan under the loan breakdown by selecting View Loans in order to see the information listed in this example. Note, the loan breakdown is not an individual loan detail report. Each page must be submitted within the aid summary report of your application. For example, if the document states that one of 4 pages and page 4 is blank, please submit all pages within the report. You can screenshot each section, or you can select print to PDF and get the whole report. A student aid loan detail summary shows each individual educational loan within the student aid summary report. The individual loan detail report can be obtained off the View Loan Details button that's highlighted here for each loan listed on the loan breakdown aid summary report. Each loan will have individual loan detail report with the loan type, loan period, amount paid off, loan status and interest rate, the total principal, repayment details, disbursement date, and the total amount dispersed. Each page must be submitted within the individual loan detail report as well. Same example where if it says there's 4 pages, but page 4 is blank, please submit that one as well. We have the 0610 form, the certification for application. It's composed of 3 sections. Each section requires your signature within it. Your signature may be electronic or ink, whichever you prefer. Your signing section 1 validates the agreement for loan repayment and authorizes the release of information about your loans by the lending institution, servicing agent, and the institutional program named in your application. Your signature in section 2 certifies the accuracy of information you have provided within the application. This signature also confirms your understanding of the consequences that may be imposed on you in the event of false, fictitious, or fraudulent information being provided. Finally, your signature in section 3 certifies your request for confidential recommendations to be included in the application and to be used to determine your merit as a prospective participant in the program. The 0710 intent of employment form will also be included in this PDF. It identifies the designated veterinary shortage area you intend to fill upon receipt of a VMLRP award. Use the designated veterinary shortage area map on the website to identify your choice. The code for the shortage area is provided near the upper right corner of the nomination form. You will enter this 5-digit shortage identification code in section 1. You may only apply for one shortage area. The code you enter here must match the code you have entered on the application information form, the 0110 that you submitted in PDF number 1. You also need to provide contact information for the prospective employer or hiring official if you will be working for someone else. If you will be working for yourself, you complete this part of section 1 with your own practice information. If you will be working for someone else, they must sign section 2, and you can sign it if you're your own boss. It is important to understand the VMLRP is a loan repayment and incentive program designed to relieve a significant debt burden so a DVM can pursue, develop, and sustain rewarding professional opportunities within the parameters defined by the veterinary service commitment. It is your responsibility to find or develop an employment situation within and effectively serve a shortage area that will enable fulfillment of obligations as specified in your agreement. This form is not required for renewal applicants unless employment has or will change during the term of the agreement period. A potential issue you may encounter when preparing your loan document package is what to do if you have consolidated your loans. Individuals who have consolidated their vet school loans may still apply for the VMLRP. When applying, you must include not only your consolidated loan information with all the details, but all individual loan information paid for by the consolidated loan. Remember, this is all details for every loan, including total amounts and disbursements made for each loan. Be sure to get this information from the Federal Student Aid website we mentioned earlier. Be aware, veterinary loans consolidated with other educational loans, such as undergraduate loans, are allowed to apply for the VMLRP. However, only the vet school loans are eligible to be repaid. Individuals who have consolidated their DVM loans with non-educational or loans belonging to an individual other than the applicant, such as your spouse or child, are ineligible for consideration. A webpage dedicated to consolidated loans is available on the VMLRP website within the applicant section. This section also includes an example of how the amount of your reward will be calculated if your DVM loans were consolidated within another educational loan. Remember, it can take several weeks to receive some documentation from a loan servicer. It is important you ask lenders to send documents you need as soon as possible and directly to you so you can retain a copy for your records before you send it to NIFA. This will allow you to quickly resend any documentation should something go wrong with your submittal. Finally, missing recommendations within your application would delay consideration of your application. So be sure to contact your recommenders as early as possible to give them ample time to complete the recommendation form. All information you submit will be reviewed by the VMLRP. The Awards Management Division reviews all loan documents submitted in detail. After compiling all required forms and information, you will upload 2 PDFs, a program document in a loan document to a box account that will be created for you. This includes all NIFA forms, as well as the promissory notes, account balances from your loan servicer, and all the individual loan details retrieved from the Federal Student Aid website. A complete application will ensure prompt review of your application. The Awards Management Division will review all information within your application in detail. If there are any questions, the team will reach out for clarification. Please be sure all contact information for you is current and accurate. If you are unable to provide any missing information or provide clarity to a question, your application may be disqualified. Please be sure to confirm your application was received. For detailed instructions, please go to the loan document tutorial on our VMLRP website. Finally, the VMLRP team is here as a resource for you. The website does have some frequently asked questions that may assist you. However, please feel free to send an email to the vmlrp@usda.gov or the applications email for additional assistance. We do our best to reply within 24 to 48 hours upon receipt of your inquiry. Thank you guys. Have a great day.